This is the School Success Podcast, a podcast for school leaders to learn from other school leaders what's working and what's not, and to get inspiration and encouragement, as well as strategies to grow school enrollment, connect with families, retain teachers, recruit teachers, and everything in between. You guys are heroes, and I cannot thank you enough for pouring into this next generation that's coming behind us. My goal is you will take at least one thing away from every episode that you can take back to your school to make it better than it is right now. Please enjoy the School Success Podcast. This episode is brought to you by our friends over at America's Christian Credit Union. This year, they're celebrating 65 years of service, and they're a credit union that specifically provides essential school banking services and an amazing tuition financing program for schools to reduce risk and administrative burden. You can check them out online, americaschristiancu.com/schools. That's americaschristiancu.com/schools. They are amazing. You need to go check them out. And now, enjoy today's episode. Hey, School Success Makers. Welcome to another edition of the School Success Podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Slater. I'm joined by, again, yours truly, Mitchell Slater, for the fourth edition of our Q&A session. So Q&A session 4. If you haven't listened to the previous 3, go back and listen to them. They're about 5 or 6 minutes. We're doing 3 questions in each one. I try and keep it really short before we jump back into regular interviews. So I'm not wasting any more time. We're glad you're here, of course. We'll jump into the 3 questions for today. First one comes from Jennifer. It says, how do you balance the need to appeal to different target audiences like parents, students, alumni in your marketing efforts? Jennifer, super duper good question. This has come up before actually with a client because they had structured their website to really speak to people who they wanted to donate to the school. And I actually really was like, hey, I get where you're going with that, but if a parent's coming to the school and they're like interested in the school and all they see is like donate now and all that, that can really be a push off a little bit. Be like, I don't know if I want to enroll in the school. It's all they're doing is wanting to ask for money. So there is a happy medium. I told them to make a separate page for the alumni or for like donations, alumni, all that stuff. And then your website, my professional opinion, should be for growing enrollment. So speaking to families, not speaking to the students, but speaking to the families who are going to be entrusting you with their student or paying for their student to go to your school, and specifically having a website structured for that. For the social media content, I would kind of carry over into that a little bit and have it be structured to the families and the parents who would be enrolling their student with you. But then you could have some fun ones about the students in there, but I wouldn't do a ton with that. I really would speak to the families at all costs. And then maybe you make a student page on your website that speaks to, what it's like to be a student here, and you can't wait to meet them. And then you have an alumni page for maybe them to connect or to donate or fundraise. Also then have a fundraising separate page for donations. You do want to kind of keep it segmented and separate a little bit. You don't want to have it all conglomerated together because that can get really confusing. One of my favorite things to say is, I see this happen all the time in schools, is you give choice paralysis for a school. You go to a school website, there's a ton of drop downs, there's a ton of tabs, ton of options. And I say it's choice paralysis. There's so many choices that they end up not choosing anything, and they click back and they go somewhere else to another school's website. So keep it simple, but really speak to the families is what I would suggest for your specific marketing efforts. And then from Ashley, she says, what advice do you have for increasing engagement with our school social media channels? So super good question. First one would be avoid stock photos at all cost for your school. So if you're taking just random stock photos that you're finding or purchasing or whatever it is, like, oof, they're brutal. They're bad. I know, it gets hard for a school because you got to get, photos of students that are approved by the families to be able to post them online and all that. But I do think the pros outweigh the cons on that one because it makes it look better when you have your real school in the pictures, your real students in the pictures. And so I would encourage you, if you don't have photos, pay a photographer, see if there's a photographer in your school, family, or anything that will come in and take photos, especially at all the events and different things. You have a whole bunch of photos in your Google Drive or wherever you store photos that you can use for social media. That's going to be your biggest way to bump engagement up. The other one's going to be video. So if you have most everybody has a smartphone, is to take good video and put it on social media. People connect with video really, really well. It looks really good. People can really feel a part of it when you're using video. So I would highly, highly encourage you to take your own photos, take your own videos, and put those out on social media so people can see exactly what it's like to be a part of your school. All right. For the last one for today, guys, from William, this is, can you discuss any challenges you anticipate facing in marketing for our school specifically? I think I referenced this one maybe last week. I think the biggest challenge for marketing is the competition. Like, there's so many schools that are trying to get in front of parents' eyeballs for their school and what they offer and what they do. And so that's gonna be one of your biggest challenges, is getting out there. I know budget will come into that. I know schools like marketing, having a marketing budget will be difficult if you don't have enough to be able to put your word out there and get it in front of families. But I would say anticipate the challenge is the competition. Like, more and more people are looking for schools, especially as school choice kind of catches a ton of wind and grows throughout the country. It's going to be even more that you guys need to be thinking as a school leader, like, how do we market our school with school choice growing and all of that? Like, you're going to need to know and have that in the forefront of, like, how do we market our school to get it out there in front of people? And that's, I think, going to continue to grow and get out there. So be ready and be prepared. Obviously, if you need help, let us know. We'd love to help you out. But that is all I have for today's episode. So connect with us on Facebook, guys. I know you've heard the spiel. You can connect with us on the private Facebook group. Sorry, lost my train of thought there for a second, but connect with us on there, the School Success Makers Facebook group, private group, free. I'm personally in there. I'd love to personally see you in there as well. And then we have our website, schoolsuccessmakers.com. Go check us out on there. And we have our School Success Report, which is our weekly newsletter that we're launching. And we'd love you to subscribe and be a part of it. It's pretty cool. So go join and enjoy. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or ideas, please let us know. You can do that through our website as well. And if you haven't yet, please rate and review our podcast. We put a lot of time, money, and resources into putting this out for you teachers and school leaders, because we love you guys and we love what you're doing. We love that you're pouring into this next generation. So thank you for doing what you're doing. We'll be back here next week with another probably guest at this point, I think. So tune in next week for the next episode of the School Success Podcast. We'll see you then.